Dominique was born on July
13,
13th,
yeah.
2017.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
7/13/2017, all prime numbers. And 108 days after that, we made a display and talk about the
So it's usually the 100th
Yeah, usually
days.
100
days.
100th birthday.
And we don't do that at home in American culture. So what does that mean? Why do you do that?
it's a
What's the
celebration of
significance?
fading infant mortality.
Like historically, yes, but
Yeah.
we still have that we still wants to celebrate 100th day of birthday, because with family and relatives, because usually people don't people kind of like are very careful about visiting newborn baby, but like after 100 days, like baby and mom are actually
Presumably, mom's recovered
and
and stabilized.
healthy enough to greet people and celebrate with different kinds of foods. And so that's why people make like very the spread of lots of food and drinks.
And so is this particularly a time when relatives are allowed to come visit?
Yeah.
And they should have kind of kept their distance before that?
It's kind of like we were talking about Suriwan culture, like
Right.
People after delivery, mom and baby goes to Suriwan, which is kind of like secluded from kind of like keeping other people away, except some like very
It's a recovery venue,
Yeah.
long-term recovery.
but
venue.
it's kind of like people think it's baby doesn't have like full immunity yet, so it is kind of like after a certain period of time, like you allow you invite people to show around your baby and celebrate together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
historically, so like in American culture, the stork is bringing
The
boys,
stork.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And in Korean culture, people think there's the like old grandma like goddess called Samshin, and like Samshin grandma is actually bringing boy or girl to your family. And this is kind of people make like red bean rice cake, and they have a belief that they had a belief that like red bean is kind of like keeping the bad luck away. Yeah, so they put that red bean cake like four corners of your house and
Inside or outside?
outside of your house, and like they think that's actually for keeping the bad luck away, and then kind of praying for luck and longevity and fortune, those kind of things. And after the celebration with your family and people, usually people share those red bean rice cakes and other like food with neighbors, and then neighbors actually bringing back some thread, like they brought thread.
Sewing thread?
Yes, sewing thread, because they think that kind of symbolize longevity.
Oh, and is the thread a certain color?
Usually people use like white cotton threads, which were kind of popular in the past.
Yeah. And then what do you do with the white threads?
I don't know actually. Maybe they make clothes for babies.
So you don't tie it around your wrist or something?
No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's the old culture. We don't do that anymore. But that's the origin of celebrating.
Yeah. And so when you put the red bean cakes, your mother-in-law was visiting, and your niece, and you brought the red bean cakes to the four corners of your house outside. Was it Nick, you're in this too.
I don't know that we didn't set up the wards at the four corners, but we did prepare duck
Yeah,
rice
rice
cakes with red beans, and we made them part of our little altar display.
And was the altar particularly to a deity? To a god or
Yeah, to the goddess Samshin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, hey, they appreciated this goddess for, having care for mom and baby.
Thank you for delivering us a healthy child.
yeah.
And then just going through difficult time, like the first 100 days kind of difficult.
Yeah, yeah. And is there any feeling like that the woman is kind of polluted or dirty, unclean, and then after the first 100 days she's not?
I don't think so. But
Okay.
there's no.
Isn't it just a celebration of recovering health?
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually after the baby is born, people usually put the long string with some charcoals and the pepper, like the red pepper, and like tie them in, and then just put it outside of the display outside of the house, which is telling other people that, hey, we have a newborn baby, so you're gonna be invited, but you're not invited yet.
Oh,
so it's
I
kinda,
love it.
It's the baby on board sign for your house.
Yeah. So like the 100 days, they actually got rid of it, and then hey, everybody's invited and come see my baby.
And so tell me again, it's what is this? It's a string.
Yeah,
What is
string.
the artifact?
That the string is called kumjur. The kum means like inhibition. I think like prohibited.
No trespassing.
Prohibited.
Uh-huh,
Prohibited. And people usually use charcoal. Probably has some symbolism of protecting baby from bad luck or the sickness or disease or something.
Uh-huh.
And then in different region, actually, they use different kinds of objects. But for boys, people usually use red pepper. And,
Gochudemone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it symbolizes
The penis?
the penis,
It does.
yeah. And I don't know what kind of object is used for daughters usually, but people use different object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you in Las Vegas didn't do that outside
No,
your
we
house.
We did not. I'm just learning about this now.
Did your sister in Seoul do it?
No, people don't do that anymore.
Oh, that was the tradition before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
But still, people still celebrate 100 days.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
And don't you also have this huge party when the child is 1 year old?
Yeah. And it's now the first year birthday, like first birthday is bigger
Big.
event than 100 days.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Korean age is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Tell me.
Korean age is I still don't understand it. But Korean age, the age the Korean age of a person is different than just counting by date of
Yeah,
birth.
when you're born, you're one, because people count the delivery period as
The day you're born, you turn
born.
one.
Yeah, you turn one.
Mm-hmm. One what?
Life.
I don't know, age one.
Age one. Uh-huh. So the first year birthday is actually age 2?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't call it first year birthday. They call it 돌, and I don't know what that means either.
Okay, but
Cool.
there's some. I thought. Do you get it? Does the digit increase at 100 days too?
No.
Okay, but it's not only like there's some wrinkle where it's not just displaced by a digit. It's more complicated than that.
Well, I
What's
was
that part?
wondering, was it traditionally a lunar year? Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's different. That's shorter than our 365 days plus leap year. let's see. So is the 1 year birthday 365 days after birth, or is it a different amount?
I think it's so it used to be celebrated as according to the Lunar New Year.
Right.
But
okay.
now people celebrating just in calendar year,
Yeah.
365 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.